Okay, a very good evening, everyone. My name is Lidigu. I'm a global health and climate journalist. So tonight, this evening, we are going to demystify medical insurance. And with me, we have a panel of experts from Minet Insurance. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much, Minet, for hosting us today to have this discussion because as a journalist, I walk around these hospitals, I talk to Kenyans every day. There are Kenyans who really ask questions about insurance, and I'm glad we have two experts who will be introducing themselves shortly and telling us a bit about themselves, who will be addressing our concerns and helping us make better decisions when it comes to medical insurance, and also telling us why it's important to have a medical insurance cover. But first, before I go to them, allow me to introduce Joy. Joy, where are you? Good evening. Is Joy on call?
Yes, I am. Good evening, Leon.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very fine, thank you. So, Joy, I just want you to tell us a bit more about what Minet does, and also start with yourself. I don't want anyone to feel like they're talking to a stranger.
Sorry, Leon. I believe Esther is on to do that. I'm just trying to get her online.
Okay, please do so, so that
Yeah.
the people will be wondering what do you guys offer in terms of insurance and things like that. Just Will you kindly add Esther? As we wait for Esther, meanwhile, let's have the the guests, the panel introduce themselves.
My name is Caroline Nekesa. I work for marketing in Minet. Thank you so much for joining and listening this evening. Our speakers, Gideon and Amon, will be able to take us through the nitty-gritties of medical insurance. So I'm looking forward to listening to you, listening to your questions, and also looking forward to the interaction.
Thank you so much. Perhaps as we wait, Caroline, I've always wondered. I talk to Kenyans every day, and they tell me that insurance people are usually very mean to them and rude. Is it true? And I don't know that when they come to demand their money, when that time comes, you people are very rude to them. Is it true?
I haven't met any who has expressed that to me directly. However, I think if any person comes in contact with Minet or any other person who represents Minet and that person is rude to them, please ask them to call our line and ask to speak to customer experience, who will immediately address that issue. We have a hotline. When you call our number, the Minet number, we'll be able to address your issue immediately. And obviously, if that person was rude to you and we establish that it's actually true, then the internal processes will be applied.
Okay, thank you very much. I see Esther is here. Esther, good evening.
Hi Leon, how are you?
I'm very fine, thank you. Tumekungoja Aki.
Let's just say it's one of those
Yes,
days, but I really apologize.
okay, don't worry. I requested that you kindly introduce yourself
Uh-huh.
and then you talk about Minet and what it does for those who may not know.
Okay, no worries. So, good evening, everyone online. My name is Esther Bundi. I'm currently the corporate affairs manager here at Minet. I We felt it wise for us to, have a conversation around medical insurance, and we said let's bring some of our experts on board and have this discussion. So, what does Minet do? That one friend that you would always want to run to in case you needed advice on something maybe that was not very clear to you because maybe the knowledge that's available is not quite as expensive. I think Minet is one of those friends that we like to run to, especially when you want to find what solutions are available in the market. For example, today we are talking about medical insurance. I know you've heard of the term brokerage firm here. So what we do is we scout the market for solutions that are viable for you. So it's very important that you detail the type of, you know, um, let's say the level of coverage you're looking for, how much you're willing to spend, the kind of benefits you're looking out for. So our team here are some of the people who you can get to talk to when you want to procure a health insurance. There's a lot to say, but for the purpose of this discussion, allow me to limit it at that. I'll be looking forward to the questions online, and maybe we can support as the conversation proceeds. I hope that is enough, Leon. No?
Yes, thank you. Please don't run away. Just stay on call, okay?
I
You
won't run away. I won't run away. I'm here. Yeah.
thank you very much. I see our experts have finally joined us. Allow me to start with Amon. Amon, good evening.
Right. Good evening. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, Gideon, I can hear you. How are you, sir?
I'm well. How are you doing? Sorry for the technical hitch, but I'm now on.
No problem, no problem. We really understand. Thank you for being with us. First, I wish to kindly request you to introduce yourself, and from then on is when we shall ask you what we've always wanted to know.
Hi, Leon. Hi, good evening.
Just as an introduction, my name is Gideon B. As you've heard, I work for Minet Insurance Brokers as a business developer, actually in charge of business development, and also oversee the international business unit. So basically, I think I've been in insurance for now over 7 years as an expert in terms of on the medical insurance field. And I think it's a pleasure being here. Generally, of course, Minet is an insurance broker, one of the players when it comes to insurance. That is, of course, as an intermediary. So looking forward to a fruitful discussion. Back to you.
Okay, thank you. As we wait for Amon, I just want to know from you, because many people might be wondering, you walk out here and you find many people don't have medical insurance. What is medical insurance all about, and why is it important?
All right. So generally, let's start. I think the best where we can start is actually the definition of an insurance, and insurance is where someone maybe takes or pays to ensure that they buy for their security. So what it means is that we're actually buying security. So when we narrow down to health insurance, it's that covers or policies that ensure you are covered in case of incident that relates to medical. In case when you go to the hospital, you have that peace of mind. You can just use your card and you are able to get service. So when we talk of medical insurance again, it's quite wide, and it ranges from the hospitalization, which we speak of the inpatient, the normal in and out service on the outpatient. That is what we call the outpatient, and then also the other service that are covered under the medical insurance. That is the dental, that is the optical, and of course maternity. We've seen other things now being introduced where it's part of the scope of the medical insurance. That is the wellness service, and and even things that were not covered initially. So we even extend these covers to areas of maybe even sports and even Asadia sports and so on. So that is generally what is termed as a medical insurance.
So, who should have insurance, and how much money do I need? Do I need to be a working class person to have insurance, or anyone can have insurance?
All right. When we talk of insurance, I would say number one, basically everyone actually has insurance, and I would define it in this way. Insurance has been or can be bought by different people. Number one, there are people who are employed, and of course, the employer gets them insurance. The second one, of course, is now where you as the individual goes to the insurance company or the intermediary and get insurance. And then there's this other category, of course, that look like they don't have insurance, but their basis or their form of insurance is, of course, we've heard of this Arambe, someone is sick, and you're now creating WhatsApp group and so on. So generally that is also insurance. But the traditional form of insurance, or what we are selling now as insurance, can be purchased as an individual at individual level, or can be purchased at a group level. So meaning group can be either corporate, it can be an SME, it can be maybe even a chama that has come together to just have one common call in terms of buying insurance. So anyone can actually buy insurance at different levels. But basically what we know is, of course, the lowest level is an individual cover where you as an individual can buy. And then the second level is, of course, the family level where you can buy for yourself and your dependents. So that is it. But insurance, I would say it's maybe even if I diversify, it's in that second level. When we talk of the Maslow hierarchy of needs, I remember we were taught that at the lower level, where the big or there's the huge need is what we call the physiological needs. Of course, that is the normal, the basic needs, where you need shelter, clothing, and food. Now to the next level is the safety needs, and this is where things come in, like security, employment, and then now health. So this is a need, and it goes to an extent of protection to family and even an individual level.
Interesting. Now, someone has just inboxed me. By the way, if you're on call and you have a question, you can tweet Minet, and you can tweet me as well. I'll be going through them. Then at the end of this session, we'll be taking questions from you, and which the experts will be responding to. So someone wants to know, and he says, "Hi Leon, most insurance companies exclude cover for all pre-existing conditions during the first 2 years of membership. Will I be covered for any illness or injuries which I have prior to joining the relevant medical scheme?" I don't know how you can respond to that.
Hi, Leon.
Yes, please go on.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I think I'd lost audio earlier.
All right, yeah, thank you for that question. And maybe what I would want to maybe even ask, get to know about insurance, basically. What I was trying to say is that to answer that question, insurance generally, or first was the main reason. Yeah, the main reason for insurance was to cover the unforeseen risk. And when I mean by the unforeseen risk is these are risks that we are not aware.
So, and is there a limit to the amount that I can claim?
Leon, I believe Gideon has a network issue, but I can chip in.
Yes, Amos, please start by introducing yourself. We have been looking for you very much.
I think there's a bit of lack in terms of the communication. Sorry.
Thank you very much. So I am Amon Kipkorir. I'm the Business Development Manager here at Minet, Kenya. So I focus majorly on finding customer solutions. And my main area is on international private medical insurance. This is a space that it's not known to many, and that's actually one of the reasons why we are here. I believe we are all privy to the domestic insurances, but we also have the international one, the one that covers a wider region. So thank you, Leon, for this platform. Maybe just to start with, I can tackle the question around pre-existing condition. So it's true, as Gideon have said, the basis of medical insurance is to cover, or insurance at large. It's meant to cover the unforeseen events, but it's not entirely true that medical insurance is not meant to cover pre-existing conditions. So different underwriters have different approach to a pre-existing condition. Let's say if I'm purchasing cover and I have cancer, and someone else is purchasing cover and they have had maybe a minor knee surgery. So how they will respond to that will differ. So most of the time they will look at how risky that condition is, and there are 4 possible outcomes. So if I declare a condition when I'm purchasing a cover, there are 4 possible outcomes. So one underwriter can say, based on what you've declared, we will cover you on standard terms. We are not changing anything. So if I've said maybe I've had someone call maybe 2 weeks ago, they'll be like, that's okay. We will cover you on standard terms. The other response could be, yes, we will cover you, but we will lower the premium by 5%. So let's say maybe I have type 2 diabetes. So one underwriter can come back and say, we've known that you have type 2 diabetes. We will cover you, yes, but we will lower the premium by 5% to cover the extra risk. Another underwriter will come back and say, we will cover you, yes, but anything in relation to the declared condition, we won't cover. And then another one can come and say, no, based on what you've declared, we will not cover you entirely. So it's really hard to say during application. That's why I normally tell our clients that regardless of the condition that you have, let's have the underwriter give us their give us their feedback. So it's not entirely true to say that all pre-existing conditions are not covered, and it also depends with the basis on which you are purchasing. So what I've said usually applies to individual buyers, but if you are purchasing as a group, let's say as a company, like if you are purchasing as Minet, so there is the law of numbers. So the more the numbers, the better the underwriting terms. So there are a number of things that are normally put into consideration on whether a pre-existing condition will be covered or not. And then the second question, Leon, was on limits. So, I mean, this is insurance. So there is limits, to be honest. So usually there is the overall annual maximum limit, like the umbrella limit. So with domestic covers, we can have like maybe you purchase a cover and they tell you this is a 10 million overall limit, and then in there are some specific limits. So maybe outpatient, the limit is 200,000. Maybe there's a sub limit of chronic condition, maybe it's 750,000. I will let Gideon touch more on this because he's the expert. But when you look at the international side, still, yes, there are limits, but the limits are quite, expansive. So we are talking of a limit of as low as 50 million Kenya shillings, and it can even go to as, let's say, 500 million Kenya shillings. So with international covers, yes, they do have limits as well, but they are quite huge. I mean, from my experience, I've never seen someone passing the limits on the international covers. Back to you, Leon.
Oh, thank you very much. Now, just before we go to Gideon, perhaps I should ask you this. I get so many Kenyan patients who want to go out of the country for treatment. Medical tourism is very big in this country, and specifically with a country like India. So, my question is, how should one prepare? Because they tell me they get conned. Some are sold packages that don't exist. They reach there, they are stranded in a foreign land. They don't know where to sleep. Some even end up sleeping on the streets. So, from an international perspective, Amon, can you hear me? When that moment comes and you
Where did
find
Gideon
that you have a
disappear
loved
to?
one who you need to take abroad for treatment or surgery
Maybe
or
the rains
whatever,
are playing
how should
tricks
you go
on
about
the
it,
network
Amon?
on his end.
Uh,
Yeah. So Leon, let's
but
start with the basics.
as we wait
I mean,
for
how
them
insurance work
to
is
come
you
back,
don't purchase a
Yes.
cover
I hope
specifically
come back
because
soon.
there's a treatment that's upcoming.
I'm just
99% of the
wondering.
time, it doesn't work like that.
There are those
I mean, as we've said
mothers
before, it's meant for
who
unforeseen events.
who like
That's why,
wait until
I
they're
mean, at
about to
all
get
times,
a
it's
baby,
always
they're
good to have a
expectant,
good cover in place.
and
A
it's
very
when
good
they
example is what
you
we've
see
said
people
here,
start
an
running
international
around.
cover.
Hey, my wife
Let
is
me just
pregnant.
try and
She's about to deliver, and I
explain a
don't
little
have
bit on how it
money.
works
What would you
in
advise?
an effort to answer your question. So with an
Again,
international cover, the lowest area of cover
at
you
which
can have
point
is
is
Africa.
this question
I
being
mean, it
asked?
covers you
No, it's always
everywhere in
good
Africa.
to have this
Most of
planned
the time, it
before,
includes
like
India.
way before,
Why India? Because most
because
of
I
the
know
time,
with
doctors
some
here in
medical
Kenya would
covers when they're
refer
procured
you
on
to
an
go
individual
overseas for
basis,
treatment,
there's some
and
waiting
most
periods that
of
are
the
loaded
preferred
to
destination
it.
is
So you might find
India.
that even if he
So if
takes
someone
the
had a
cover
good cover
when
in
it's
place,
almost
let's say
due
if
date,
they had
most
an
insurances
Africa
may
and
not be
India
very quick
plan,
to pick up
and their
that
local
case.
doctor here in
So
Kenya
unless
says, you know
you're
what,
under,
we
let's
can
say,
do
a company's
this
insurance,
procedure here.
and you've
Maybe
been
we don't have
employed
the
and you've been
manpower,
co-opted
maybe we
into
don't
this
have the
cover,
technology.
it's very
You know,
easy
it
for
could
the
be
cover
several
to pick up
reasons.
immediately.
And
But if
they
you're
are
buying it
referring
on
you
a
to
private
India.
basis,
I normally
some
see,
of these
especially
waiting periods
treatment
usually do
around,
take effect.
heart surgeries. I've
But
seen people
for
being
for
referred to
such
India.
families,
So if you
once
have
you
such cover
plan
in
or
place,
you, you,
you
you do
wouldn't even
plan
have
to
any
have a
issues with
family,
the
and
underwriter or with the
one
insurer.
of the ways you wish to
Because number
secure the
one,
futures of the
you are
family
within the
is
covered.
one of the things to consider is actually procuring a medical insurance for your family. You just never know.